like a tire around me. I felt like I was in pain all the time, kept going to the doctor, kept going to the woman's doctor, kept going everywhere. I said, something's wrong. Something's not right. And then I started just exercise. Oh, it's just age. Oh, it's just hormone. Went to a couple gastro doctors, and this was like going on and on. I'm like, I just don't feel right. Every test can come back normal. I don't feel right. Within a couple seconds of talking to a gastro doctor, she said, you have a leaky gut. She goes, get off dairy minute 1. And I got off dairy, and within 8 days, I felt a night and day difference in my stomach, and no more heartburn, no more discomfort, no more swollen belly. It's like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just like a whole different world.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that, and listen, I love doctors. They save lives. The point of all of this is that we need to work together, right? It's not a one size fits all. And thankfully your doctor said, hey, you have leaky gut. A lot of people are like, what the heck is leaky gut? And I think that the more that we can understand what everything means and become educated, we can start to shift the way that we approach things and view things and the why. To your point about even the dairy, I'll never forget my kids in high school, they all sang. And before a concert, the chorus teacher would say 2 days before, stop eating dairy because we need your vocal cords to be clear, and dairy produces mucus. And whoever would have thought, well, it produces more than just mucus in the throat. Yet we are eating advertisements and even these ads for medicine. We start watching them. The music that they play makes you feel good. Everybody's smiling and dancing and laughing. And then you start thinking, hey, I think I have those symptoms. I need that also. And you don't even pay attention to the fast talking at the end of, it might even cause death. Like, what?
It's crazy. Your chapter 2 in your book, you say, my gut talked. I finally listened. At the beginning, you say, I grew up never questioning anything. Neither did I. I mean, I was just feeding my kids whatever. And then one of the best parts, I liked what you said about this. I'm just going to get to the page because I have to read this. Deep down, I felt something wasn't right. So we all have to, you couldn't put your finger on it, was making you uncomfortable. And you just, here you were. You deep down, you listen to your gut. Everybody needs to listen to how they're feeling. And you don't necessarily need to be on all this medicine or all these things. You need to, balance your life out. And also, I always feel like I'm going to maybe cheat. I'm not going to deprive myself of something. I'm not going to live that life, because then you yo-yo diet. And a million of these nutritionists that I've had on and trainers that I've had on, they said, don't deprive yourself and do something that you can live with your whole life, because these diets, you're going to do them for 10 days and you're going to stop, and you're going to do them again and you're going to stop. And that's not good for your, body either.
Right. Oh my God, that's so true. And I lived my life, I think as soon as I started puberty, I was on a diet. So it was like for quite a few decades until I had this realization. I had jeans that were like 3 different sizes in my closet because it were the fat jeans, the skinny jeans, the period jeans. And it's so true. It's like the words that we choose of not depriving and not even saying cheating, but I'm going to indulge. I'm going to enjoy, because if I can live my life, if I can plan my week on a weekly basis, that's the other thing too, is chunking it down. Otherwise it's so overwhelming. If we can, chunk it down and plan the week and say, I think I'm going to go out to dinner, or I want to enjoy Friday nights and Saturday nights where I don't have to panic that I'm going to, cheat and, binge. As to the opposite of, I'm going to really eat nutrient-dense foods. I'm going to take care of my body all week, and I'm going to take care of my body on the weekend by having fun. And if I want to have that glass of wine, I know that if I just have a little bit over the course of time, if I really take care of myself, it's okay. Because if we also go into that negative mindset with the cheating and the deprivation, then we start beating ourselves up. That stresses our body. That releases more cortisol, right? So that has a negative effect anyway.
Amazing. Yeah. I've never felt better in all my life. I feel younger. I feel healthier. I feel stronger and more energetic. The Gut Method, Sharon Holand Gelfand. Everyone, you can buy it on Amazon, Secrets Beyond Your Plate for a Healthier, More Energetic Life. Everyone needs to read through this book. So when people come to see you, tell us, to walk us through that journey, when everyone comes to see you, and how that plays out, and how you connect them and work with them.
I like to meet people where they're at. So I generally do a complimentary consultation with someone, short, just they fill out a questionnaire. I see what it is that they need help with. And then from there, sometimes people just need guidance because they're overwhelmed and they just need some food planning and how to organize themselves. And I also have a bunch of programs that sometimes I'll direct people to when they feel like I just want to do it myself. Most of the time, though, when I work with my private clients, it's on like at least 6 months that we work together, because then it's the going into your complete history, everything that's happened throughout your life, antibiotics that you've been on, family history. You do the stool test, you do a hair analysis sometimes, because those are like the spark plugs, all the minerals to see where you're at. Yeah. So doing that and working with them at least 6 months, because what's interesting, Wendy, and I just had this conversation last week with someone. They want to know, well, how long do I have to be on this for? And they've been on medication with their doctor for 5 years. And I said, let me ask you something. When your doctor told you how to go on this medication, how long did they say that you'd have to be on that? She goes, I didn't ask them. I said, how come? She goes, I just assumed that I'm always going to have to be on it. I said, so we think about this life nutrition journey as short term, because that's how we've been trained, right? Of go on the diet for 6 weeks, 1 month, whatever. I said, this is a lifestyle. So it's not how long do I have to be on it, but it's what do I need to do to shift things around so that this is my journey. This is how I choose to show up. So I'm going to need to take vitamin D maybe for the rest of my life because my body doesn't produce enough. Whatever it is, I start and I work with them for 6 months, and we have milestones that they but they do, they reach, because as they go through and heal, I put together recommendations of what's going on, correlating their symptoms, not just looking at them, correlating it to everything that the tests are showing, and then helping them with their whole lifestyle as they start to work and things, and they learn, they continue because they want to get even better and enjoy more and expand more. And some of them even change careers because they realize it's so much of what they've been holding inside
right,
has been keeping them from everything. So it's usually at least 6 months. I'm actually working on a membership where it's going to be ongoing support and accountability and learning and everything that's going to be for women to continue in a safe environment with other like-minded women.
Oh my God, I'm joining that community right away because it's so important. I don't think we realize how much we stress ourselves out, and everything goes to the gut, which the title of your book is so perfect, The Gut Method. So when people, where can people reach you? We will plug, go ahead. And we will also put that all over social media on everything. Everything that we put out there, we'll have out there for people to find you.
Yeah, sure. Go to my website, SharonHoland.com. All of my media handles are on there, mostly on Instagram. I like that so much better than Facebook. And also my membership will not be Facebook groups. It's going to be outside of that. But everything is on, you can, on my website, you can fill out a form and answer the questions if you want to have a consult with me. Best place to find me is there.
I agree with you. I'm over Facebook. I'm all about that. But I think you need to be on TikTok too. I think you would be great on that. I know it's hard for us. I'm gonna clump us together in our mothers group, older mothers group, or whatever you want to call us. But I think TikTok's the way to go because you put a couple seconds out there and people will start following you with all the interesting tips you have on, getting your gut healthy. Because we have to remember that the gut, everything goes to our gut. So the healthier we are inside, the better we are outside. And it's not always these fad diets. And it's not like you have to change your lifestyle dramatically, right?
Mm-hmm. You don't. And I'm so glad that you said that, because that's the key. Just start with one thing. Pick one thing a week, write it down. the get connected to your symptoms, you understand, and then T, take action. So the way that you do that is one thing at a time. This way you won't feel overwhelmed, even if it's just breathing. If that's the one thing that you practice this week is breathing, that alone will relax your vagus nerve. It'll put you into rest and digest. That alone can start the healing process in your body.
Can you share a story with us about one of your clients? You don't have to name them or anything, but share one of their quick story about one of their journeys.
So I have one client. I adore her. She's a type A lawyer, and she does everything right and so stressed out because she's a lawyer. So the one disconnect was the understanding, the you part of taking time for herself and realizing that she needs to put the oxygen mask on herself. And it took her so long because she always felt bad, which most of us do, right?
Yes, yes. I'm listening to you. I'm like, wait, is that me? But I'm not the lawyer.
Yeah. But, she felt that she was being selfish, and that was actually the biggest disconnect. So we started to do these breathing exercises, and every day she just would focus on her breathing and then the visualization of when she is happy. Where is she happiest most? And for her, it's her vacation on the beach. And so your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not when your eyes are closed and you're visualizing. So she's starting the practice of that visualization and that feeling of being at the beach. And that has done wonders for her moodiness, her inability to focus in the afternoon, because she gets so tired because she goes and doesn't stop. And putting timers on her phone because we get caught up. And you need to make an appointment for yourself in your phone. Make an appointment. You time. That's honestly, I love sharing that story because that's the common denominator for so many of us. We don't put ourselves first. We think we're being selfish, but it's self-preservation.
See, that's what I love about you. You're a lifestyle nutritionist. It's not just a nutritionist, but it's like your whole life. So forget about being a speaker, an author, the nutrition, it's lifestyle. We all need to change our lifestyle a little bit. And you're right. I actually just put on my timer, my favorites. So no one can get me after 10:30 until 7 a.m, just my kids. If it's an emergency, I did that for myself because my phone will ding all night long if I leave it like that. And I turn off my phone now, and I don't get on my phone first thing in the morning because it's like my day starts rambling before I'm even like getting out of bed.
Yes. I agree with you.
So many things that we can change, and especially us as women and as moms, we put ourselves last all the time. So had I known this way back when, I would have given myself even 5 minutes, because the happier we are, the happier our kids are too. Not that we weren't happy, but we should all take time for ourselves no matter what. We're not too busy for that.
Absolutely. Because the more joy, the more you can give that to yourself, the more present you can become. And then as you're able to let go of some of that energy, because it just circles in our body, the more that you can let go of that, the more space you have for your kids and for your loved ones and for whoever, fill in the blank, that you can just be there and be present because you're not distracted from everything else.
Absolutely. The Gut Method, Secrets Beyond Your Plate for a Healthier, More Energetic Life by Sharon Holand Gelfand. You have to get it. It's on Amazon. It's a must read. You can even in the book check off your symptoms. There's a million symptoms that you can see, and it can tell you kind of describe how they're feeling by checking off. You can describe how someone's feeling by checking off these points. And then there's a writing exercise in there. It's very healing, this book. And there's a chart in there for us that we can go day one, et cetera. There's so many things in this book that will teach us and help us live a healthier, happier life. And thank you for writing the book. And everybody needs to read it or go see you. And we all want to live, and especially now with this pandemic going on, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have become, depressed, and it's more difficult. And I just went for my physical a couple of weeks ago, and my doctor's like, either people lost 15 pounds or they gained 15 pounds. There's like no in between during this pandemic. Either people just, took to heart and, exercised wherever and however they could in their house and found things.
Yeah.
Or they just, they ate themselves away. So, it's a
Yeah,
trying time.
it definitely is. But this is also the best time to really take that step back and take